Jack, I need you to read this email before I hit send.
Playful. Uh-oh. I know that face. That is your I am losing the patience face.
I am not losing my patience. I am just being efficient. Here, read it. Tell me if it sounds okay.
Okay, let me see. Send me the report now. You are 2 days late. The previous numbers were wrong. Fix it.
So, clear and direct, right?
Rose, if you send this, you are going to start an office war. This isn't a work email. This is a threat.
Light laugh. But it's true. They are late, and the numbers were wrong. I don't want to write a novel.
I know. But in English, especially in professional environments, there is a very fine line between being direct and sounding aggressive.
Welcoming, I'm Rose, and welcome to Speak English Naturally.
And I'm Jack. Today, we are putting English into a real situation right away. We are talking about work emails.
Specifically, how to sound polite, professional, and clear when you actually just want to scream, "Give me the files right now!"
Exactly. Writing emails in a second language is stressful. You want to be polite, so sometimes you use too many words and sound confusing. Or you want to be clear, so you use too few words and sound rude.
We are going to define that perfect middle ground today.
So, let's go back to your efficient email, Rose. We need to fix this before you get reported to human resources.
Teasing fine, but I refuse to write a paragraph just to ask for a PDF.
You don't have to. Let's set up the situation so everyone listening can picture it. Who are you writing to?
I am writing to David from the marketing team. We are working on a project together. He was supposed to send me the final budget report on Wednesday. Today is Friday.
Okay, so he is 2 days late. What else?
On Tuesday, he sent me a draft, but he calculated the software costs completely wrong. I need him to fix the math and send the final version.
Got it. Now, let's read your first attempt one more time. The raw, unfiltered version.
Clears throat, David, send me the report now. You are 2 days late. The previous numbers were wrong. Fix it, Rose.
Light laugh. It is incredibly clear. I will give you that. If I received this, I would instantly know what you want.
See? Efficiency.
But I would also probably ignore you until Monday just to annoy you, because the tone is so aggressive.
Okay, true. When I hear it out loud, it does sound like I am a robot demanding lunch money. But what is technically wrong with it? I said exactly what the problem is.
The problem is that it has 0 softeners. In English, direct commands like send me, fix it, or stating negative facts directly like you are late feel like a personal attack in an email.
Even if I add please, what if I wrote, please send me the report now. Please fix the numbers.
Practical. That is a great point. A lot of English learners think the word please is magic. They think please automatically makes a sentence polite.
Doesn't it?
Not always. If you say, please send it now, it still sounds like an order from a boss to an employee. Since David is your coworker, you need a different strategy. You need to soften the request.
Okay, Jack, you are the email expert today. How do I soften this without losing the main point? I still need the file today.
We are going to rewrite it using a simple 3-step method. Step 1, the warm opening. Step 2, the soft check-in. Step 3, the gentle correction.
The warm opening. I assume David, with a period, is not a warm opening.
No, it is not. Let's start with a standard friendly greeting.
Hi, David. I hope you are having a good week.
Perfect. It takes 2 seconds to type, but it immediately changes the temperature of the email from freezing cold to room temperature.
Okay, step 2, the soft check-in. This is where I tell him he is 2 days late.
Yes, but we are not going to say the words, you are late. That sounds like a teacher scolding a student. Instead of accusing him, We are going to act like we are just looking for an update.
So instead of where is the report, what do I say?
Try using the phrase checking in on.
I am checking in on the report.
Better. Now add the word just. It is a magic word in emails.
I am just checking in on the budget report. Oh, that does sound a lot softer. It sounds like I was casually walking by his desk, not waiting with a stopwatch.
Exactly. I'm just checking in on the budget report. Now, you need to ask when you will get it. Instead of send it now, ask for his timeline.
When will you send it?
Still a bit direct. Try asking for an update or an ETA. ETA stands for estimated time of arrival.
Could you give me an update on when it might be ready?
Encouraging, spot on. Listen to the difference. Send it now versus could you give me an update on when it might be ready?
I see it. The first one forces him to act immediately. The second one gives him the illusion of control, even though we both know he needs to send it today.
Now for the hardest part. Step 3. The gentle correction. You need to tell him his previous math was terrible.
My original line was, the previous numbers were wrong. Fix it.
Which is basically saying, you made a mistake. Do your job. Nobody likes reading that. We need to frame it not as his mistake, but as a shared problem to review.
A shared problem? But he did the math.
I know, but polite English is all about saving face. Instead of saying you are wrong, say I noticed something.
Okay. I noticed the software costs in the previous draft were wrong.
Almost. Let's remove the word wrong. Wrong is a heavy, negative word. Use might need adjusting or seem a bit off.
Oh, I like that. I noticed the software costs in the draft might need a quick adjustment.
Yes, and then, instead of fix it, suggest the next step.
Could you take another look at those numbers before sending the final version?
Claps hands! Brilliant!
Now, put the whole new email together. Let's hear draft 2.
Clears throat. Hi, David. I hope you're having a good week. I'm just checking in on the final budget report. Could you give me an update on when it might be ready? Also, I noticed the software costs in the Tuesday draft might need a quick adjustment. Could you take another look at those numbers before sending the final file? Thanks, Rose.
Wow, if I receive that email, I am apologizing for the delay, fixing the numbers, and sending it to you in 10 minutes.
And I didn't even have to start a war. It feels very professional.
It is. You got exactly what you wanted, the timeline and the correction, but you protected the working relationship. Brief pause.
Let's break down why this works, Jack. Because I know exactly how our listeners feel right now. When you are learning English, you are taught to be grammatically correct and to use clear vocabulary. You are not always taught office politics and tone.
It's true. And frankly, this kind of email is hard even for native speakers. Tone is invisible. When someone reads an email, they read it with the voice in their own head. If they are having a bad day, they might read a neutral email as an angry email.
That is so true. If David spilled his coffee this morning and then read, "Where is the report?" he would think I am furious.
Which is why we use these softeners. We are essentially giving the email a friendly voice so it cannot be misunderstood as angry. Let's look at the first strategy we used, checking in.
I'm just checking in on, I use this phrase almost every day, but I never really thought about why it works so well.
To check in originally means to report your arrival, like at a hotel. But in business communication, checking in on a project means you are gently asking for a status update without demanding immediate action.
It sounds so much better than I am waiting for. When I say I am waiting for your file, it creates pressure.
Yes, waiting for puts the spotlight on their delay. Checking in on puts the spotlight on the project itself. It is neutral.
Let's talk about the word just. You called it a magic word. I am just checking in. Why does that one tiny word change the feeling of the sentence?
It minimizes the importance of your interruption. It says, I am not here to cause a big problem. I am just doing this one little thing.
That makes sense. I am just following up on my previous email. I just wanted to ask a quick question. It lowers the intensity.
Exactly. Now, let's look at another phrase we used. Could you give me an update?
Why is this better than, tell me when it will be done? Both are asking for a timeline.
Because could you is a polite request, while tell me is an imperative, a command. But the real secret here is the word update.
An update implies the work is already happening, and I just want to know where it is.
Correct. It assumes David is already working hard on it. You are giving him the benefit of the doubt. You are saying, I know you are busy and working on this, just let me know your progress.
Instead of, have you even started this yet?
Exactly. Now, let's talk about the trickiest part of the email. Giving negative feedback or correcting a mistake. The gentle correction.
My favorite part, where I had to swallow my pride and not use the word wrong.
It hurts, I know. But the phrase you used was beautiful. I noticed the numbers might need a quick adjustment.
Let's dissect that. First, I started with I noticed.
Yes, I noticed is an observation. It is not an accusation. You are not saying, you calculated this badly. You are saying, my eyes saw something on the page. It removes the blame from the person.
Then I said, might need, not needs, might need. It softens the absolute certainty, even if I am 100% sure the numbers are a disaster.
And finally, a quick adjustment. You didn't say a major fix or a total rewrite. You called it a quick adjustment, which makes the problem feel small and easy to solve.
I love this psychology. I am essentially managing David's emotions so he will do what I need him to do faster.
That is exactly what professional communication is. It is managing emotions to maintain productivity.
Okay, Jack, what if the situation is slightly different? What if someone emails me asking for a favor, and I have to say no? Saying no in an email is terrifying.
Oh, the dreaded no email. Yes, let's do a mini role play for this.
Set up. Your coworker Sarah wants you to review a massive 50-page presentation by tomorrow morning. You are completely overloaded with other work and cannot do it.
Okay, give me your bad version first. The overly direct one.
Hi, Sarah. No, I cannot review this by tomorrow. I am too busy. You need to ask someone else.
Ouch. Honest but brutal. Sarah will probably cry at her desk.
I know, but if I write too much, I might accidentally agree to do it. How do I say a hard no politely but firmly?
We used the sandwich method.
The sandwich method. I am hungry just thinking about it. Explain.
You put the negative news, the no between two pieces of positive or polite bread. Piece of bread number 1, appreciate the request. The meat in the middle, the clear but soft no. Piece of bread number 2, an alternative or a warm closing.
Okay, walk me through it. Bread number 1. Appreciate the request.
You could say, Hi Sarah, thanks for thinking of me for this review. Or, thanks for sending this over.
Okay, simple. Now the meat, the no. How do I say I am too busy without sounding like I think my work is more important than hers?
Avoid saying, I am too busy. It often sounds dismissive. Instead, talk about your capacity or your plate.
Like, I have too much on my plate right now.
Exactly. Or, unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to review this by tomorrow. Capacity is a great professional word. It just means time and energy. It's not that you don't want to help. It's just a physical limit of your schedule.
Let's use that. Unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to take this on right now. Okay, now bread number 2, the warm closing or alternative.
If you know someone else who can help, you could say, perhaps Mark has some time to look at this. If you don't, just wish her luck. I hope the presentation goes well tomorrow.
Let's put the sandwich together. Hi, Sarah. Thanks for sending this over. Unfortunately, my schedule is completely booked today, so I don't have the capacity to review this by tomorrow morning. I hope the presentation goes really well.
Impressed. That is a perfect email. It is a 100% hard no, but Sarah will read it and think, oh, Rose is so nice. It's a shame she's busy.
It's all about the word unfortunately. It shows empathy. It says, I wish I could, but I can't.
Yes, unfortunately is the best word to introduce bad news. It cushions the blow.
So far, we have handled asking for late work and saying no to requests. What about when someone sends you an email and you have absolutely no idea what they are trying to say?
Ah, the confusing email. This happens all the time. Someone sends you a wall of text with no clear question, or they ask a question that makes no sense.
My first instinct is to reply, what do you mean? Or I don't understand.
Which, again, can sound a little blunt. It can make the other person feel foolish, or it sounds like you are frustrated with them.
So how do we ask for clarification politely?
Instead of saying, I don't understand you, take the blame on yourself.
Take the blame. But they wrote the bad email.
It's a politeness trick. Say something like, I want to make sure I am on the same page, or just to clarify.
Oh, I see. Just to make sure we are on the same page, are you asking me to update the client, or are you going to do it?
Exactly. On the same page is a brilliant idiom for business. It means having a shared understanding. By saying, I want to make sure we are on the same page, you are framing your question as a desire for teamwork, not as a criticism of their confusing email.
Another phrase I hear a lot is, could you elaborate on?
Yes. Could you elaborate on the second point? To elaborate means to explain in more detail. It sounds much more professional than explain this to me.
Could you elaborate? I am writing that down in my mental notebook. It sounds very smart.
Let's summarize the mindset here, Rose. Writing polite work emails is not about using big, complicated vocabulary. It is about removing the friction.
Removing the friction.
Yes, business is already stressful. Deadlines are tight. Mistakes happen. If your emails are blunt and direct, you add emotional friction to the process. If your emails are softened, the work flows much easier.
So we pause, we use a warm greeting, we soften the verbs, we use words like just and unfortunately, and we focus on the problem, not the person.
That is the formula for email survival.
Let's pull out the specific lines that helped us survive these email disasters.
Good idea. Not as a vocabulary test, more like a small emergency toolkit for real English emails.
These are the phrases you can copy and paste directly into your drafts tomorrow.
The first line is, I'm just checking in on you.
This is the line you use when you are waiting for something, but you don't want to sound angry or impatient.
For example, I'm just checking in on the contract we discussed on Monday.
Try this line with us. I'm just checking in on.
Repeat clearly, I'm just checking in on.
The second phrase is, could you give me an update on?
This helps when you need a timeline or a status report, without giving an aggressive command.
For example, could you give me an update on the design files?
Try this line with us. Could you give me an update on?
Repeat clearly, could you give me an update on?
Our third phrase is for pointing out a mistake. I noticed something might need a quick adjustment.
This is a lifesaver. It removes the blame and makes the mistake sound like a tiny, easy-to-fix issue.
For example, I noticed the schedule on page 3 might need a quick adjustment.
Try this line with us. I noticed it might need a quick adjustment.
Repeat clearly, I noticed it might need a quick adjustment.
The next phrase is for saying no politely. Unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to.
This is much better than saying I am too busy. It sounds professional and respects your own boundaries.
For example, unfortunately, I don't have the capacity to take on a new project this week.
Try this line with us. Unfortunately, I don't have the capacity.
Repeat clearly. Unfortunately, I don't have the capacity.
And our final phrase is for when you are confused, just to make sure we are on the same page.
Use this before asking a clarifying question, so the other person doesn't feel attacked for being unclear.
For example, just to make sure we are on the same page, the deadline is Friday, correct?
Try this line with us, just to make sure we are on the same page.
Repeat clearly, just to make sure we are on the same page.
So today, we did not try to write perfectly complex literature. We practiced writing emails that get the job done while keeping the office peaceful.
That is the real skill, not big words, empathy, and tone.
Your small challenge today is this. Look at the last work email you sent. Did you use any softeners? If not, how would you rewrite one sentence using the phrases we learned today?
And tell us in the comments, what is the hardest of email for you to write in English? Is it apologizing, asking for money, chasing a late reply?
I bet chasing a late reply is going to win. If this conversation helped you, like, subscribe, and share it with another English learner who stares at their email drafts for too long.
And in the next episode, we have a very fun problem. What do you say when you realize halfway through a conversation that you completely misunderstood the other person?
Oh, the slow realization of panic. I know it well.
Very real. Bring your ears, your courage, and maybe a tiny rescue phrase.
You've been listening to Speak English Naturally.
Real English for real life, even when the words feel a little messy.
See you in the next conversation.